It's a high time to think about BITSAT exam. Why? Because of limited days and limited hours of study, and especially English. So English, just because of 10 questions, has not become priority. However, it is. Why? Because every point matters because of high competition in BITSAT exam. And therefore, this video is for you to look at your study plan. So we are going to discuss very limited, comprehensive, not limited, but very comprehensive and to the point study plan for your BITSAT exam. So what we are going to cover? We are going to cover day-wise study plan along with some important study materials, but that will be limited so that you enjoy study and BITSAT test paper. However, if you do not follow rigid curriculum or strict curriculum of a study, then only BITSAT test series will be more than sufficient for English. Yet to get better confidence, you should look at. So here we are. Now, key topics: grammar, vocabulary and reading comprehension. These are the three areas, but you won't go to subsections. Then it will be, for vocabulary you have to look at synonyms, antonyms and closed states. God bless. Key topics: vocabulary, especially for vocabulary it's synonyms, antonyms and closed states. For grammar, error spotting, sentence improvement, and for reading comprehension it's a sentence arrangement, idiom phrases, one word substitute and fill in the blanks. So majority is for vocabulary, and vocabulary cannot be mugged up, and therefore you need some shortcuts. So try to just go with the root words and relate it, guesses, that will help you. However, you should go through certain books to get better confidence. Now, so you can divide your whole study plan in parts. So you should spend 1.5 hours every day. It's not, huge time to spend. The 1 hour, 60 minutes, 90 minutes are sufficient to spend on study, especially for English. If you want to reduce it, you can now, but divide it. Suppose you are studying only for 30 minutes, then 20 minutes. If you are studying 90 minutes, then 30 minutes. And if you are adding more, then you can add it. However, whatever you are doing, there should be a section 10, 10, 20, 20 and 30, 30. So you should spend 20-30 minutes for vocabulary and idiom. And at the end of the video, we'll discuss about what will be the best book. However, the timing part, so 20 minutes every day will be more than sufficient, especially for vocabularies and idioms. 20-30 minutes you should spend on grammar and sentence practice. Grammar cannot be mugged up. It is all about understanding, and through the practice you can do it. Therefore, you should spend 20-30 minutes on especially grammar to understand what is the logic, what is rule and how to apply rules. 20 minutes reading. So reading, though the passage will not be very big, it will be a very small one with the 3-5 sentences. However, to get better confidence and get 100% point, you should spend 20-30 minutes on reading comprehension. Now, moving to grammar and vocabulary for foundation. So day wise, so if you are looking at the day one, so day one should be for parts of speech plus 10 vocabulary every day. So vocabulary especially related. If you are going through the vocabulary, do not look at just meaning, look at some simple synonyms. That will improve your vocabulary better. Suppose you are looking at one difficult word, but all difficult words have some simple synonyms, and therefore you should write down. That will help you to learn faster. Day two, it should be for tenses. So the first part of speech, that noun, pronoun, adjective, you can go through once to understand the basic ideas, what are the parts of speeches. Then day two, tenses and closed states, and day three should be subject verb agreement. So subject verb agreement will be quite easy if you work on your tenses, because it is related to present simple and present continuous tense, in some cases past continuous tense. Then day 4 should be article, prepositions and antonyms. So article, prepositions are a very small subject. Once you glance, then you will get the better idea. So your day 4 should be for article, preposition and antonyms. Day 5 is for sentence correction rules and closed test. So subject verb agreement and sentence corrections are similar. So what if you have gone through tenses, then sentence correction will be easy. So you have not to spend mini hours with the short duration you can do. So that should be your plan for day 5. Day 6 should be about the idiom and phrases, and day 7 should be for mini test, because after each 5th or 6th day you should take one short test, so that you should realize how much you have covered and how much you have to cover. Now moving to day 8. So day 8 should be for sentence rearrangement and vocabulary 10 words. As the whole BITSAT English part has 3 sections: vocabulary, reading comprehension and grammar, and therefore vocabulary on the regular basis is crucial. Day 9 should be for your sentence improvement rules and idiom test. Day 10 should be for one word substitute and close test. So these are the sequence that will make your learning better, and it will give you interest, because if you are reading only grammar, vocab, of course it will not be quality of the study, it will not be productive. Why? Because you will get tired of going through once. But what if you divide in days, in hours, and then along the test, you will enjoy, you will feel that yes, there is learning. Moving to day 11, it is active passive voice, error spotting. Day 12 should be for reading comprehension. So by the day you are finishing 11, now you are quite okay with your study. Day 12 is for reading comprehension. Why? Because after grammar, reading comprehension is going to be easy, because by the time you have covered good number of vocabularies too. Day 13 is for synonyms, antonyms, and again day 14 is for your mini test of all topics. Remember, there are 3 categories of practice. 1, when you do combine; 2, when you go with the section 1; and number 3, when you do with the division 1. So combine plus section 1 is very important if you take on a regular basis. Moving toward day 15. So day 15 should be for your complex sentences and rearrangement sets. Day 16 should be for your close test and idiom phrases. So by the time you finish day 16 or 15, it's been now, you have almost covered 40% to 50% of your BITSAT syllabus, and now you will be quite confident in BITSAT. Now day 17 and 18 should be for your spotting errors and fill in the blank. Now day 19, 20 and 21st. So RC, mixed practice questions, and again test. But once you reach day 21 for the test, now you should have the healthy error log. And error log means what? What you have covered, what was the positive side, what was the negative sides, what more you need to add it. Therefore, error log matters, because it will give you the better picture, clear picture of your own strength, weakness, and what more need to do. Hence, error log is very important, especially when you have already passed 20 days. Now, moving to day 22nd, it is revision time. So revise all the important topics, but not the whole book, especially the area where you find that you are unable to recall or you are unable to apply. Day 23 should be for your close test and fill in the blanks. Day 4 should be again RC. Though RC is quite short, as I said, that the paragraph will not be very long, yet RC is okay, you can use it. Day 25th should be for the mixed test, and day 26 for spotting error. Now day 27, when you are reaching, cross check that how much vocabulary you have covered and what more you need to add. But never get tired, because you know the ones who will not take interest, it will be a burden, and therefore you should do steps, smaller steps, bigger steps, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger. Now moving toward day 28, it's a final mock test series, and 29 again analyzing and day quick revision. So this is 1 month plan. In 1 month plan, 3 important steps that you must take. Number 1, error log. Number 2, regular mock test. And number 3, you should know where you stand and what are the areas where you need to work on. Now, coming to the important part, before you start, you need these things, right? That is called resources. So, 2 books will be more than sufficient. Read and Martin. It has grammar, it has vocabulary, it has comprehension, and it has spotting errors. So, Read and Martin is sufficient, but it is very healthy book, and therefore you should go with the chapter wise. So, whatever the points I have mentioned related to grammar, go through only those. Do not read every word, every chapter, every page. So just look at the chapters like tenses, passive voice, and then article, preposition, but not whole parts of speech in detail, because it will kill your time, and of course will get tired, because the passive, they are very lengthy, along with it has so many rules and you cannot recall and you will get confused. Moving toward another book for vocabulary, of course, Word Power Made Easy is very popular, but look at the page, it has almost 1500 pages. So better to go with the substitute, and that is called Cambridge Advanced Vocabulary. So this is the substitute of Word Power Made Easy because it has the same description, it has the same root words, it has the same explanation along with the test. So you will get, after each unit you have some test to do, and therefore this book is better than the Word Powers. Of course, that is healthy and it has good number of pages. We cannot compete with Word Power, but from the BITSAT point of view, you have not to be an expert of English language, and therefore you need a book that should give productivity and along with practice, right? So therefore Cambridge Advanced Vocabulary. And for the mock test, yes, you can go with Masterclass test series. So it has sectional plus a good number of questions. The level of question is also quite difficult and it is very popular too. So for practice, topic wise, section wise, Masterclass space test series is quite fine and it is very helpful. So somewhere you find that you cannot study that much, so with the help of Masterclass space, that test series, you can come over your BITSAT exam. What if you do not enjoy a lot, self-reading or self-study, then you can join crash course of Masterclass space. We talk to the point, we generally encourage to learn, and then we give the bullet ideas of learning, so you can join that. So this is all for today. I believe you have enjoyed. Have a good time.